Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my productivity rule. Basically, I just want to talk about how is my productivity and what is happening right now. This video is made because I just waste a lot of time recently. In other words, I procrastinated. And one of the reason I procrastinate because I didn't follow my productivity rule. And by making this video, I hope I won't do the same mistake again. So this video is a reminder for me, for the future me. And my first rule that I violated was I played my phone. And I played my phone because, so first of all, I have this method, this technique. I think I have mentioned about this. I've mentioned about this in my previous videos, that I have this ideal locking technique or something like that. And that technique, that method is I will have my phone and I will put it in a bag, and for that bag I will lock it with a small lock. I forgot about the gembok, yeah, with a small gembok. And afterward, this gembok stuff can be locked without a key. And afterward, I will put the key to somewhere else. By using this method, I will bind myself from using my phone with effort as its barrier. I mean, in order for me to use my phone, because it is locked, I have to go to the place where I put my lock, where I put my key, and by having to go to the place where I put my key, I will have this laziness to fight off, and this laziness will be the barrier for me to play my phone. And this rule was quite effective, because I had this moment where I think it was like 2 weeks without phone distraction, and I think that and that was a success for me, for not distracted with my phone for 2 weeks. And I actually have this rule too, for me to be able to play my phone. Well, sometimes I have to pay something, and in order to pay that something, I need my phone. I mean, so applications such as Flip or GoPay, I can use it in my laptop, and I have to use it on my phone. And for me, to be able to do something that requires my phone, I should do it outside of my house. Maybe in the park in front of my house or in the street or whatever. Just make sure I don't use it in my house. And this method also applies for my laptop. So instead of phone, this time it is my laptop. I put it on a bag, lock it, and put the key somewhere else. But for this rule, I think I got distracted fewer for my laptop usage instead of my phone because, well, phone is very distractive because the I think one of the reason why phone is more this is more is can be more distractive compared to laptop because we can play it on our private room and we do it while we are on bed, which means we will be so relaxed and it will be harder to stop. Again, I also do the rule to my laptop, but because I got distracted fewer, I will only lock my laptop if I am alone in my house. Well, for some people, locking they don't really have to lock their phone and they will be safe. But I think so again, this is perhaps a belief issue for me. I don't believe myself I'm able to handle my phone in my own room, but I think if we talk in if we view it in statistical perspective, someone who have this someone who has this locking rule will be more safer compared to those who don't. And this should make sense. I mean, it will be harder to use the phone, and this result with this person to got distracted fewer compared that to those who is able to use their phone easily. And this reminds me of what I have read in Dopamination by Dr. Anna Lemke. She said that because it is easier, because right now people people are so easy to access the distraction machines, they got distracted easier. So I think this idea of locking my phone in theory should help me to get distracted less. And again, there is this idea of regression toward the mean, and by having this idea means we will got distracted less. Don't really want to talk about regression toward the mean because this concept is too complex, or yeah, will take longer to explain. And I also want to tell you that right now the distraction that we have is phone, laptop plus internet. So these three things are the biggest distraction in our era, especially phone and internet. And as for humans, I actually have asked, I actually have tried to ask them, but they aren't reliable. So don't hope about them too much. Yeah, don't really count on them too much because, well, again, women aren't reliable. Don't really trust them, but still ask them to help you, but don't really count on them too much. And again, this is for productivity context, but for other context, maybe for jobs, the this maybe it will have different result. Maybe I don't know. I haven't really tried for a job context or for volunteering context. I haven't really tried that. And now, as for random intermittent reward timing, again, in my previous video, in the first episode, I told to my viewers that I had this hunch that gamble is the strongest addiction, but after a while, I think that is wrong because it is I don't know whether it is wrong or not, but so far the method where I flip the coin to decide whether I will get a reward or not doesn't really effective anymore. Only for the early days, but now it isn't really effective. And I think I should follow what Andrew said about this. It is by having the effort and the process as the reward instead of using the actual reward as the motivation source. And this reminds me of an experiment. So the experiment was there was these kids and there were two groups. First group was they are they were given a task where they should draw, but they didn't really got any reward after they drew. And the second group, are they were told to draw, but they they would have a reward after they have finished the drawing. At first, I don't know whether their motivation was the same, but at least at first, both of them were motivated to do the task. However, after both of those groups were tasked to draw again, only the first group that got motivated, while the second group didn't got motivated. This indicates that having a reward to motivate ourselves actually made us less motivated in the long run. Therefore, we shouldn't we should reward ourselves because of the effort that we put into it. And if we are too tired after having a lot of work, we should just having this boredomness. Boredomness, I don't know whether there is a word like that. I mean, imagine that we are doing a heavy lifting. Our muscle be hurt will be tired after having a long heavy lifting, and in order to relieve it, just do nothing with that muscle. The same principle applies with having this, I don't know, long and hard concentration works, where if we are just too tired to concentrate and having a long concentration, after we got tired doing that thing, just stop and not concentrate anymore. That way we can relieve ourselves from the fatigue. But that actually comes with a caveat in my experience. I mean, I had this moment where it was around 7 p.m. and I got tired. I know for sure that there was no dopamine in my brain, and I really had a low motivation moment. I have yet to find the answer for this problem, low dopamine problem. I actually have yet to find the exact solution for this. I think I will do several experiments to find the answer. Again, this is quite funny because I feel like most of the answers from the internet is to I again this is quite funny, but sometimes I feel like I make something simple becomes complex, and something that is complex usually not efficient. In other words, simple is better than complex. Most of how nature works usually is simple. Therefore, my solutions for this low dopamine stuff should also be simple. If it isn't simple, there must be something wrong with the solution. And I also want to discuss what I have found out related to the first episode, which is dopamine is the game. After I think about it, the books that I read about dopamine, no, I think for Dopamination book. That book is that book gave many actionable knowledge, and I think I should try those knowledge. And as for the second book that I read, Molecule of More, I don't know, but I feel like there are too many insight but not actionable knowledge, because it is only an insight. There aren't many use of it. No, actually there are many useful knowledge, actionable knowledge, but too much hassle, and there's no way I can do that. For example, there is this willpower workout, and in order to do that I should have these expensive gadgets to use that, and that I think impossible to have, at least for now. And it isn't simple. Again, it isn't simple. It feels like it makes things more complex. I don't know whether I will continue to read that book. Yeah, it will be a sunk cost. I think I want to talk about the humans part for now. Just want to remind myself that yes, don't count on them too much. They again are not reliable. Yeah, but maybe I'm wrong. No, I think it is true. Women are not reliable. But this is for productivity context, not for a job context. I think that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.